Hi everyone, this is Laura from DNAngels, and I got another story for you today. This story is about Janet, and it's about 25 years in the making here. Um, so, if you guys want to shoot some purple or green heart stars, anything down below for support of Janet, it's another happy story too. I want to tell you. I've gotten a few of these in a row. It's so nice to get client feedback like that. First of all, Janet, she's about my age, and her mom died a good 20 years ago. Janet was the youngest of her family. She had a bunch of older siblings. And after her mom died, they were going through all her stuff. You know how they leave lots of stuff. But the mom had things kind of organized by child, but it was sort of like, their kids' artwork or school pictures and yearbooks, that kind of thing. So she had all these like different boxes set with names on it. So the kids all got together to go through this together, but it was really nice that she had it a little bit organized at least. So as they're going through it, Janet opened up her box. Actually, I think maybe in a bin. She opened up her bin, and with all her, kid stuff, there was even, she said, a macaroni necklace that still survived, which I have no idea how that happened. But anyway, she found a small silver frame of a man. She opened it up. There's nothing written on the back, no clues at all. Never saw this guy in her entire life. It was no one in their family that they knew. It was very, very odd. So, when she found that, her oldest brother got really quiet and didn't say anything. So she's like, "Do you know who this is?" She's like, No, whatever. Um, a few days went by, and he must have like hemmed and hawed on that. And he's like, "Can I come over?" And she's like, "Yeah." She's like, "You know what? I have to tell you this, Janet. I know who that guy is." And the older brother was like much older. She's like, "He used to come around when you were little. I'm not exactly sure who he is, but I I overheard stuff going on, and I do think that he might be your real dad." Is what he said, real dad. And she's like, "What do you mean, real dad?" Um, and then he's like, "Biological dad. We don't have the same dad." Now, mind you, she grew up with the same dad as all her siblings her whole life. Never had an inkling that anything was different at all. Um, the dad had died a while before this. I had mentioned the kids were all older, but he never treated her any differently. It was her dad, as far as she knew. So he's like, "I'll help you figure out who that is." So they started with a private detective. Remember, this is like 20 years ago. There wasn't DNA to go do this. They took the picture, and the private detective's like, "Well, this is like really a huge long shot with just a photo." But they took the photo to him, and he did what he could. He didn't find out a single thing. He did get a few hints from photos, like, um, basically, like, this picture looks like it was taken in such and such a city. This picture, I don't want to reveal anything. This picture was taken about this time frame. He could tell by the clothing, those kind of small details. And we do, as genealogists, we pay attention to those details too. But again, we follow the DNA, but we do get photos and things like that on occasion. So she just kind of like let it go after that, because if a private detective wasn't getting her anywhere, she's like, "There's nothing I can do." So fast forward until, gosh, it's been about a year and a half now. She was watching Roots Tech. Hopefully a lot of you guys know what Roots Tech is. It's like the biggest genealogy conference in the world. It happens once a year in Utah. And I was lucky enough to meet a gentleman there who was into his 80s. His name is Franklin. You can go watch the video. It's such a great video. And it was like really one of the first videos we did of this type. It kind of kicked all this off. So I met Franklin, and he literally just came up to me and said, "Can you find my father? I don't know who my father is." And I was like, "Oh, yes." I stayed up all night, and I actually found his father. It was crazy. Now, we had like a photographer a former CNN like photographer with us, and Family Search does the conference. So they're like, can you guys, Family Search is like, can you do a live reveal? And I was like, well, let me talk with Franklin. And I did. So you do need to watch that, and I will make sure it gets posted below. It's a great story. But I found Franklin's dad, and we did a live reveal on there. You can hear the Family Search people kind of butting in to asking questions when it was like, it was my case and all. But anyway, Janet saw that, and she's like, oh my gosh, I need to figure this out. So she went and ordered an Ancestry test and did the Ancestry test. And it came back. And then she contacted us after that came back. She did have a few second cousin matches on there. Second to third cousins. Nothing super close. It was a little bit strange. It looked like some recent immigration. And oftentimes, if we have recent immigration, we don't have as many DNA matches. But I did find like a common surname by looking through all of this information. So with this common surname, we just do everything we can. I scoured Facebook and found it wasn't like Johnson, but it was a little bit unique. And they had a few different family gathering or family reunion type pages. Hint, go sign up for those. I have them for all my families too. And usually they're private, but I did talk to someone. I was like, da 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 da. And after the third group of this last name, I talked to the woman and who was running it, and she was like an avid genealogist. So she's like, absolutely, I'll let you in here, and she made a statement saying that I was looking for someone, blah, 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 into the thing. So it wasn't like she was surprising everyone. And lo and behold, there was that picture. That same picture of that guy in the frame was in their family tree. Like, holy cow. Mother dirt, really. I mean, that is insane. So this was the right family. There was an entire tree on there for him. There were all his family is in there. It was crazy, crazy. So as soon as this happened, of course, I got right on message Janet and got her in contact with the head of this family reunion group. And since then, she has been like meeting all these people, going to the family reunions. Like, they have a family reunion group. How cool is that? Yeah, this gentleman did have an entire other family, but they have welcomed her with open arms because they're like, this happened, 55 years or 60 years ago. It's all good. Like, family is family, and which is like the thing that warms my heart. So, so put some like purple or green, and I happen to have purple on today, hearts down below for Janet. But I just want to really tell you, because this is a story of things fall into your lap when you research and research and research. So if I hadn't gone on Facebook, I don't know that this case would have been solved. But there were just not enough matches there. But seeing that picture, I almost peed my pants. I gotta tell you, it was crazy. So don't give up. Even if you know who your family is, go do a little digging around. There's some really interesting things to learn. She learned the country that her dad had immigrated from. She saw on there pictures from all, like, back in Europe of all the grandparents and everything. And now she's got a whole connection with these people. I mean, how great is that? That's why we do this, for those moments, So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this story of Janet. And if you guys have any stories for us, let us know. We have been getting a lot of feedback that people feel not so alone and get encouraged by listening to other people's stories. So if you would like to write a letter or something, we would happily get your story out there. Obviously, if you would like it anonymized, that is perfect. But so just another happy ending today. I hope you guys all have a great day. Here in North Carolina, it's not looking so great. We've had storms all week, but Hope you guys stay dry and stay cool. Have a great rest of your day.